Hey everyone, this is Art Attack Animations, Green Tea Gamer, whatever you want to call me. This episode is going to be devoted to my choice of major. If you guys don't already know, I am an art major. I'm an art BFA, meaning Bachelor of Fine Arts, at Slippery Rock University. It is in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, in the United States, on the Earth, if you guys don't know that. What a lot of people tend to ask me is that first they'll ask me what my major is, and I'll tell them art BFA. And then they ask me, well, what are you going to do with that? Or they say, cool, but what are you planning on doing? And I've gotten really good at answering this, but usually I would say, well, I'm planning on being an art therapist or something, or taking on a job on the side of being an artist, something that makes them happy, because then they're like, oh, okay, they're not just going to be a slacker to society or whatever. We're not going to have to support them on Medicare and food stamps. I don't even know if that's right, but the Medicare part, I don't even know if that's correct. But anyway, actually, forget that whole thing I just said. But I mean, there's some things that I never really get to say to people because I don't want to offend them. Especially people I don't know. I mean, without art, where would we be? One of the first things we do as children to communicate is we draw. I mean, they're not very good drawings. They're really funny to look at. I have a whole bunch of drawings from when I was like 3-4 years old that my mother refused to throw out. They're just circles with sticks for hair and weird like 3-finger loopies. Like, they are just the ugliest things ever, but that was how I communicated then. That's how we all communicate. Scribbles on paper. I used to take crayons to the toilet seat and color the toilet and color the walls and get punished for it, but at the same time I was encouraged to be creative. And what artists do, a lot of people seem to think is lazy. Last year as a freshman in college, I found that a lot of people thought that we art majors were really lazy, that we just did nothing but draw all day, that we had the easy career choice, the easy degree. What they don't understand, though, is art is far more than just a doodle. Art, you're basically ripping out a piece of your soul. Okay, so rip, there's your soul, it's in your hand, and you put it in something you're gonna make, and you put meaning, you put life into that piece, and then you give it up to the audience, the public, and they tear it apart. I mean, basically that's what happens. Critics come up and they're like, oh, this is a piece of crap, or oh, this is beautiful, whatever, and either strengthens you soulfully or tears you apart, devastates you. I've had my fair share of both. There were times where I would do images, I wouldn't get the perspective right. I would paint, and then the people would be kind of weird looking because their perspective wasn't correct. They'd be too big for the area that they were in, whatever, in the background, or they'd be flying off the page for some reason. I don't know. I did a lot of weird stuff when I was in high school, drawing wise, and people would say, I don't really know what to make of this, I don't like it, and you just feel devastated. I felt devastated the first time I heard someone say, I don't really like this, you could do better. It tore me to pieces. Like, I went into the bathroom and cried. Like, I felt like someone ripped out my heart and just stabbed it right in my face, or took my firstborn child and just like cut off its head. Like, I was devastated. It's personal. Artists, we artists, and any fellow artists out there who are watching this for the sake of art, we are, what's the word I'm looking for? We are like so emotionally attached to our work. We put so much thought into our work, so much meaning, and I don't think people understand that. People tend to take that for granted. They go into art museums, they see a pretty picture, and they're like, oh, that's so pretty, I like it. Or they see an ugly picture, and they're like, ew, that's hideous. They don't look for the deeper meaning. I mean, I've seen art that I don't really care for, But after being an art student for a year, I've started looking for reasons why the artist did what he did. I don't just see the picture, I see the lines, the angles, the perception, the perspective, the objective of the painting, the methods they used to get there, the balance, the symmetry. And in a way, that becomes a great painting. It might not be my favorite, I might not like it very much, but I respect for the fact that it is an idea that was conceived, is a part of the artist's soul that's right there on the wall, or a part of the artist's soul that's in the sculpture. And, I mean, I can't hate them for that. They put something out there, and basically it's a sacrifice of themselves, and they're trying to make a statement of something, and I respect them for that. I respect you artists out there for that. There's people who tell me that, oh, you guys do nothing but draw. No, we this semester I'm taking 4 studio classes: metalsmithing, ceramics, sculpture, and digital media. We do nothing but art. Like, we are constantly thinking, trading ideas, coming up with ways to present ideas. I have to have like 6 projects done by Wednesday this coming week, and it's Saturday right now, and I'm panicking. But right now I just can't get myself to get going, because it's like, oh crap, that's a lot of work I gotta get done. You spend hours in the studio just doing nothing but bringing to life an idea. There's one time I spent 4 weeks on just one picture, just trying to get details right on the face, and I am so proud of that work right now. Because of that work, I've now gotten asked for a commission for $30 for an image of my friend's nephew in pencil, and I'm like psyched, because that's $30 I can use for art supplies to continue this. But we work so hard, and that was the one misconception I hated when I first came to campus, that I would always get. They're like, science majors would come by and they're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you all filthy? Like, you're covered in dust and clay and paint and all that ugly stuff. And then you have to defend yourself. You're like, well, I was in the art studio, I'm an art major. And they look at you like, oh, you're one of those people, you're going to be in the cardboard box in the future. Well, yeah, maybe we'll live in a cardboard box for a couple of years, but we're going to be the ones who bring to mind the parts of the human aspect that people just don't want to see. We bring to light things of the human mind that we just don't want to face, and I think that's where a lot of the hate comes from. We're willing to take the risk that people are going to hate us. One artist, my favorite artist, is Beth Cavener-Stitcher. She's a U.S. artist. I think she lives in Ohio now, Ohio or California or something. Sorry. She does sculptures of animals, but what she does is she puts a very humanistic approach to her sculptures. Like, she had 2 male goats that were kissing, and they were getting it on, you know? It was a statement on gay relationships, and she said that it was not for shock, it was just to bring it out there. This is part of the human aspect that people just don't want to face right now. I mean, that was years ago that she made that sculpture, like back in 2005 or something like that. I can't really remember the date, but I look at that and it's like, wow, she was willing to take a risk. Critics were probably out there like, what the hell is this? This is blasphemy. This is hideous. Get this out of my face. This is so anti-hetero, whatever. And honestly, she really hit the nail on the head. That's what artists do. We pry into the darkest recesses of the human mind and bring it to the light, basically. And some people just don't like that. There's other people who appreciate it, and those are the people that I wish would pass the skills on to those who don't. I gotta get a drink. I've been talking for a long time here, 10 minutes. But it's one of the things that I don't understand, why people hate artists so much. Not everyone hates artists. Probably not that many do. It just seems that the haters always seem to be the most noticed, and that kind of puzzles me a bit. Maybe I'll do a vlog on that sometime, why that might be. I don't know. But, I mean, my choice of being an art major, that's what I like to do. I'm not lazy. I mean, I am on certain days, like today, I'm procrastinating. I probably shouldn't, but I am. I'm not stupid. I might not be intelligent, but I'm not stupid. I can't do numbers, but I can do art, and that makes me very proud. And I hope that makes all of you fellow artists proud too, that you have something that you're good at and you bring it to the light. And you'd be surprised, there's a lot of artists that have changed the world the way we see it, and we're pioneers. I mean, you gotta appreciate that. You don't have to like every piece of art. I'm not saying to like art. I'm not hating against the haters here. I mean, you have your opinion. You don't like this piece. There's a couple pieces I don't really care for. Picasso, I love some of his work. There's some that I don't know, it's kind of hideous. I don't know, but he at least took that step. He took that leap and crossed that bridge, got through that fire, and put out something that people thought was really aggravating in a way. So he took a leap and made it work for him. He brought something to mind, and hopefully that's what all artists will end up doing in the future, even more and more as we progress as a human species. And I mean, you gotta love art. You gotta appreciate it at least. So I hope you guys have a good day. Be yourself, and peace out. So